This Thanksgiving will look very different for a lot of our families, and rising COVID-19 numbers have the governor and medical professionals encouraging people to avoid gathering with those outside their household.
But for those who do plan to get together, Erica Ferrando has some tips tonight on how to decrease your chances of exposing one another.
Thanksgiving is the time of year for friends and family to come together, but this year is different. The CDC recommends celebrating with only people in your immediate household. But if you do plan to spend Thanksgiving with others, there are ways to make it safer.
Limiting your gathering as much
Dr. Meredith Clement with LSU Health Infectious Diseases offers these tips.
Exercise caution and do it as safely as possible.
First, host Thanksgiving outside. The coronavirus is much more likely to spread indoors. In fact, some studies suggest you're 20 times more likely to get COVID-19 inside rather than outside.
Especially in places that have poor ventilation, indoor settings spread virus so much more rapidly.
Second, keep households 6 feet apart. Space out multiple small tables, one for each family, so people who don't live together won't be eating too closely.
So that when you're in that time period where your mask is off, where you're eating, you're minimally exposing others.
Third, the CDC recommends bringing your own food, plates, and utensils. But if you are going to share, plastic throwaway utensils may be the safest bet.
We might get rain tomorrow, so what would you do in that case?
I mean, some people are probably getting very creative and have tents, or they can dine outside but under shelter. But if you are forced indoors, opening up windows and still maintaining that physical distance is going to be that much more important.
While this Thanksgiving is different, families are finding ways to get creative, like celebrating virtually. And while it's not ideal, even those interactions are something to be thankful for. Erica Ferrando, Eyewitness News.
And Dr. Clement also mentioned many people have been getting tested for COVID over the last week, thinking that a negative test is their ticket to celebrate freely. But she said, don't let your guard down. There are limitations on testing, and it is always possible you were exposed after you were tested.